Hey, Amateur Sage here. And today we are talking about shadow work and why is it important that you know shadow work. Well, as you go on your spiritual journey, you're probably going to hit this weird little area where it feels like a lot of negative feelings are just coming at you. And the reason those negative feelings are coming at you is because you are digging. Part of the spiritual journey is taking a shovel and just digging, digging through all the good, and then you dig through the bad. What happens when you reach the bad? You are in the shadow. So that's when it's time to know shadow work. Now, what exactly is shadow work? Shadow work is getting to the root of what you would call your weaker qualities and strengthen them as a person. Now, what are some of the best ways to heal shadow work? I mean, to do heal your negative self and do shadow work? Well, one of the top ways is to simply admit that you are not the Dalai Lama reincarnated automatically, You got to work on it. You got to start at a lower level and you got to work your way up to that higher, cool person that you want to be. Now, when you don't do that, what does that mean? What that simply means is you'll be walking around running races in your life, but there's going to be a rock in your shoe. So even if you're someone like, the best runner we know, Usain Bolt, imagine if Usain Bolt had a little pebble in his shoe. He'd still be the fastest person, but he would not win the race. And that's what you're doing with your shadow that's inside you. Some people, they don't like to talk about shadows because they think if you talk about negativity, you're going to draw it in your life. But when it comes to your shadow, this is a different process because you're talking about yourself. You're going inside for this one, champ. You're going into that memory bank, which is in you. It's in this beautiful brain. You got it right here on the top of your head. It's right under these glasses and right under these eyes. It's your brain, your memories. And the three major things I would also recommend always looking at is in your childhood, you want to always examine your mother, how she made you feel, sort of what sort of things that she did in front of you that you may have been copying you didn't know. The same thing with your father, how was your parent? How was your father? What did they do? And what were the things that they did in front of you that were negative that you are doing too? And the third thing would be your childhood, just your overall childhood, right? Without your parents, your experiences in school, your experiences with your babysitter, your experiences with, your grandma, your grandpa, on the playground, some things that you just saw a lot of that you notice you're doing. And after you look at those three things, immediately that shadow work takes place. And that's the mysteriously cool thing about it is that just the fact that you're able to examine these memories and able to say, that's where I get a lot of fear from. Oh, that's how I look like this. Oh, it will immediately start to just undo itself like a nasty little chain. And I'd say the final thing you want to do is you want to get into affirmations. Now, I get into a lot more affirmations on my, in my spirit, in my soul group on my Patreon, which is in the link below. I always welcome you to join it. But overall, sort of guide for affirmations is you want to say something along the lines of, even though I'm, this negative adjective, I still deeply and completely love myself. And you want to make sure you say that before you go to sleep. Make sure you say it right now at this video. Just will yourself to say it, and you'll find yourself feeling more aware of that negative quality the next day. All right, that's it here for today with the Amateur Sage. I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. I love you all.